You now tuned in to the latest, the newest, hottest show on YouTube. I got a story to tell. Hosted by your boy, OG Sonny Blanco. Fire interviews, worldly topics, and much more. Stay tuned. OG Sonny Blanco. I got a story to tell. You heard? Good people. You now tuned in. OG Sonny Blanco, I got a story to tell, you heard? But yo, today, right, we always talking about the W's. We rarely talk about the L's, right? We go talk about the L's today. I told you before I got like 3 or 4 L's on my record. You know what I mean? That ain't too bad. That's a pretty decent record, right? But 2 of those L's were serious. Like one was serious to me mentally, right? Like not even mentally, like it taught me a lesson, right? It taught me a lesson mentally, and it taught me how to move and finagle certain situations and certain things, right? That's the one we go talk about today. The other one, we go get into that one later. That one sent me to the hospital all crazy and shit, right? Pardon. Shout it out. But anyway, we go talk about the L's today, right? So bang. This L right here, this one was a serious one, because this around the time, I'm not fresh, but I'm maybe like 5 years into the lessons. And I told you I started like when I was around 13, right? So I'm like 4 or 5 years into the lessons. The whole God body movement, this movement, I'm strong into, like, I believe it wholeheartedly, like the equality and the bond between the brothers, and we stand on this under one banner and one accord and one flag and all of that, right? This around that time, brand Nubians running around all crazy. You know what I mean? This around that time, right? So, bang. All right, so Dookie Duke, that's my brother, right? Dookie Duke really got nothing to do with this story, but I got to give you the connection. This story takes place in Columbia, South Carolina. So Dookie Duke, give you the connection. I ain't tell y'all that's my brother, right? But I ain't tell y'all son from White Plains. Ferris Ave, shout it out. D-Zone, shout it out. R.I.P. to your brother and all of that. My condolences. Matter of fact, R.I.P. to your father. That was an ill nigga the one time I met that nigga. Nigga was cool as shit, B. Word is bond. D-Zone, shout it out. Ferris Ave, shout it out. But Dookie Duke, he from White Plains, right? All right, so the main character in this story, right, the one who taught me the lesson. Now he really, he was number 1 in the lesson, number 2 in the lesson. There's another hidden name. I'm gonna call him later. He like the number 1 person in the lesson, right? So anyway, Dookie Duke, White Plains and all of that. Matter of fact, we just gonna call Dookie Duke a Westchester dude. Like he, White Plains, Yonkers, Mulford Gardens, R.I.P. Shout it out to Mulford Gardens and all of that. They tore that shit down and all that. But Yonkers, Mount Vernon, right? He in the city now. He in the Bronx now, right? But he a Westchester dude, Dookie Duke, right? But White Plains, that's where he from, right? But anyway, the other kid, one of the main characters, MG. MG from Yonkers, right? So that's the connection. We down south, right? That's the connection right there. So they hit it off top, right? Westchester connection, White Plains and Yonkers, right? So bang. All right, now it's another individual in the story. He from Brooklyn. We could call him Foundation, right? So bang, Foundation from Brooklyn. It's another dude in the story. We could call him D. D from Brooklyn as well, right? So bang, it's another person in the story. We go call him V, right? Now when I first met V, I thought V was from the Bronx, but he ended up getting back to New York and doing his thing in Brooklyn and all of that, right? So anyway, let's get to the story. Now, like I told you, this is when God Bodies is popping off heavy. I'm 4 or 5 years into my lessons. I done knowledge, maybe the 1 through 40s and all of that, getting to the 120s and all of that, but it's like this, right? So bang. We all claim 5%, we all gods, we all from up top and all of that, this, that, and the third, right? The nigga V, he out, you know what I mean, in the world running all crazy, doing what he do, right? Like his moms and his pops, Jamaican nigga named R. We gonna call it Jamaican nigga R, good nigga. Shout it out. But anyway, R and his moms and all that live down here, but he be all over, right? So at this time, he rested with me for like culture power months, 4 or 5 months, like he resting with me, right? We be calling we meet chicks, yo, that's my little brother, that's my brother right there, this, that, and the third, whatever, right? So bang. All right, now, At the same time, we all be in the same cipher. We all in the same unit, right? So anyway, it's another dude named Son, right? Son say he from Brooklyn, right? But anyway, Son nice with the rhyming, like Son, he dumb nice with the rhyming, right? So there's a talent show down there. Now, Son dumb nice with the rhyming. V, he alright with the dancing, but the nigga MG, he dumb nice with the dancing, right? So bam, they do a talent show and all of that, right? MG and V, they dancing for the nigga, right? So like a week or so later go by, people running down on Son like, yo, listen, yo, them dancers was hot, B. Yo, who them niggas, this, that, and the third. And he giving respect. He like, yo, all right, I hear that. They hot and all that. But that's my show. Like, they was dancing for me. What about my rhymes and all of that? I could respect that. You could dig it and all of that. But you know, chicks will be in the same ciphers and all of that, running from this guard to that guard to this guard and all playing in the same units and all of that, right? So some of the joints that be rocking with Son, I guess, be rocking with MG and be rocking with V and all of that. So it get back through the grapevine. You know how the story get mixed up and all of that, but it get back through the grapevine that Son, he talking slightly greasy, right? Slightly greasy, like, yo, niggas was talking about the dances and like, yo, he ain't trying to give you all y'all shine, like fuck the dances and all of that. But it wasn't that. Son was like, I understand they nice. To my understanding, this is how I got the story, right? I understand they nice and all of that, but this my show. Like what about me? I'm the rhymer. Like, they dancing for me. They like the side attraction. I'm the main attraction. What's goody, right? Like, again, on that note, I respect it. But I guess it got mixed up. You know what I mean? You know how I travel through the grapevine and all that? It got mixed up. So by the time it get back to them, and especially it's females telling them, it's women, it's wisdoms telling them, right? So by the time it get back to them, and it got all cloudy and all of that, right? So MG and V feeling away, right? Now my rest at the time is the chill out rest, right? Like I told you, the nigga V, he chilling with me and all of that, right? So bam, I ain't gotta describe the rest to you. When you come through the apartment, right? When you hit the front door, like, boom, you make the little right, it's like a couch right there. Then on this wall right here, it's like a love seat right there. Then you come around, it's like a single chair right here. Now, where the single chair's at, it's like a fish tank right here. You got to get behind the single chair. It's the kitchen table right there. Then the kitchen is right there. That's where we got the beer and all that. We got Mad Heineken, right? It's Mad Heineken and Mad Weed, right? So we all in my rest, right? Everybody in there. We clowning, cracking jokes, smoking, rolling up, drinking honeys and all of that, right? Niggas is wilding out, you know what I mean, doing whatever. So I don't know if this is the signal or not, but when I think about it, this was the signal, right? Like, it was premeditated, the move. And when I say premeditated, between MG, V, and Foundation, right? So bam. Foundation, he always be clowning, cracking jokes and all of that, right? Doing little funny shit and all that, right? So he get tell you his dumb beer, you know how beer make you pee, right? So he gets up, I got like a stand-up plant in the corner. He goes to the corner, act like he pissing and all that. I mean, yo, what the fuck, God? But he, nigga, I'm just fucking with you. We go to the bathroom, come back. So I'm thinking that might be the signal, right? Because soon as he come back from the bathroom, right? MG starts to go in. And remember at the beginning I told you, Son say he from Brooklyn. So MG starts to go in like, yo, son, where you from? This, that, and the third. They get into it, this, that, and the third. So then it come out, and Son like, yo, I'm from Eastover, Hopkins. That's like a little town, right? Shout it out, Eastover, Hopkins and all of that. Shop Roll and all of that, right? So bam, that's a little town like right outside of Columbia and all of that, right? So MG start clowning him about that shit. Then he get to the dancing shit, like, yo, words, son, like, and I'm hearing you running around talking about niggas was whack, and we trying to steal your show and this, that, and the third, and Ray, right? So this is when I tell you this is how I get the story. So right then, son, like, yo, listen, son, I ain't say all of that. All I was saying was, yo, this is my show. Like, forget all of that, right? Like, I understand they was nice, but what about me? It was my show. They dancing for me, right? So they go back and forth for another 5 or 10 minutes, right? They go back and forth. They did that shit, right? Then all of a sudden, The nigga MG jump on me. Now MG got a little sister, right? We go call the little sister. Showers, right? We go call the little sister Showers, right? So Showers are cutie and all of that, right? But I ain't never tried to holler at Showers. Ever, never. I got a little rule. Especially it started with me and my man Dookie Duke. Because Duke, sisters, you know what I mean? Sisters and all of that, cousins and all of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, then me, my cousins and peoples and all of that. Like, they good looking women and all of that, right? So I got a little thing. I don't mess with nobody in your family if I call you my peoples. That way we don't get effed up. Like our relationship don't get screwed up because something went wrong with me and mine or whatever. Or on my end, something went wrong with you and my peoples, right? So me and Dookie Duke, we made that in bond. But I play that with everybody, right? That is in my so-called team and all of that, right? So I never tried to holler at mine, right? But here go MG. MG like, yo, so I don't even give a fuck where you from. Yeah, I know about you and all of that, son, but you go stop trying to get at my sister, B. That's word. I'm looking at the nigga like, what? Hey, son, I ain't never tried to get at your sister, B. Like, what is you really talking about, son? Like, nigga, you dumbing out, B. So we go back and forth for about 5 minutes, right? So now, 10, 20 minutes later, I'm thinking everything dead. We back to the honeys and everybody getting up, going to get a honey. You know what I mean? We rolling up and all of this, watching TV. I think show you how long ago this was. Def Comedy Jam. We was watching Def Comedy Jam and all of that, right? Now, I gotta explain this too. I told you who all was there. It's V, it's MG, it's Foundation, it's Sun, and it's D. Now, and me. Now, at that whole team, if you walked in the door, you go look around, you go look at D like he the eyeball, right? He would button up shirts back then, plaid joints buttoned up, tucked in his pants, khakis on and all of that, right? He one of them. West Indian nigga, but from Brooklyn, but he, you know what I mean, he like that, one of them, right? So you go walk in like he the eyeball. Everybody used to have jokes on him behind his back, call him sweet and soft and all of this and all of that, right? I said that to explain something that's going to happen in the story. So let's jump back to the story. All right, so bum, 15, 20 minutes go by, I'm thinking everything dead. We back to drinking and rolling up, watching Def Comedy Jam and all of that, right? So bum, like I told you, you got to get behind me to get to the beer and all of that, right? And I told you the kitchen table, like right there, right? Big wooden kitchen table, high joint, sitting right there, right? It's a pair of scissors, a pair of shears, right? Like upholstery shears and all of that, right? Sitting on the table right there. So the nigga MG gets up and he walking, and I'm thinking he going to get a beer, right? But like 2 minutes later, the blade is on me. Like right here. Yes, I told you stay away from my sister and all of that, right? He got the blade pressing, little blood trickling down and all of that. Nigga smacks fire out of me. Bam, on the head. Like the nigga came from Florida with it or something. Jacksonville, down in the bottom in the boot part, right? The boot, they call Florida the boot. He down deep in the boot part. Bam! Then you know when he hits me, I'm going against the scissors even more. I'm like, oh. But really, I'm not even really tripping on, son. I told you it was a lesson. It was 2 hitters, 2 number 1 hitters, 2 major players in the lesson. Really, I'm looking at V. Like, nigga, you live here. Nigga, you brought this nigga here. Yeah, I know, nigga, but this shit, nigga, like, nigga. Word? Oh, y'all set it up like this? Oh, word? Like, you's a funny. I'm looking at son like, yo, really, the whole time this nigga talking, you smack fire me and all that, I'm looking at son like this. Right? Oh, we God. Oh, you live here. I let you eat my rest and all of that, B. Like, when I eat God degree, you eat God degree, right? Like the little bullshit Honda you had got from Shane and all of that. R.I.P. Shane, shout it out. The little bullshit hatchback Honda you got from Shane and all of that, right? Like, that shit never had gas in it. That was me. Like, this, yo, like, word. Ay, so, yeah. So, I bring up D to say, everybody in there looking like Foundation, like, oh, I ain't know it was gonna go that far, right? Son, like, oh shit. The nigga V, like, And I'm looking like a word, but I bring D up, the one who say they soft and sweet and all that. He the one who stood up and grabbed the nigga and walked the nigga like, yo, fuck, you bugging the fuck out, B. Word, right? So that L right there, first I got fire smacked out me and I couldn't really do nothing because the nigga had to join. I'm bleeding up, right? That was the L number one, right? But the second L was watch you letting your gates. Watch you letting you rest, right? I told you we here to be used. You just got to make sure that you being used properly. That's the day I learned the lesson. I won't be misused ever again. You heard? Remember I told you the story about Shari, right? And I told you Shari, when his sister had to, you know what I mean, get into some beef with him and all of that switched something. Like the nigga made a change right there, right? Put it on me. That day right there, that's why I said shout out MG. That day right there, yeah, that sparked a whole change in the guard. You heard? If I sensed it, right? If I felt the way about it, right? Oh, I'm reacting right then and there, right? Got rid of a lot of people that was in my cipher at the time, right? Only people I kept in my cipher at the time that was included in that cipher, Alibaba, Dookie Doo, right? From long distance, Juice. Word, shout out Keith and all that. Alibaba, Dookie Doo. Word. That's my word. So yo, everybody take L's, right? Thing is, you better learn from them, right? And here go the funny thing about it. Show you how much I respected the L. And maybe how much more I respect my brother, Rasheen Dookie Doo. 2 years later, maybe a year or two later, we in a club. Me and Dookie Doo in the club. I got the thing on me, it's tucked and all of that. Boom. Last time I seen MG, he had dreads and all of that, right? We all had dreads at the time. Like the whole crew damn near had dreads, right? Bang. So anyway, we at the club chilling. I got the thing on me. Me and Dookie Doo, we side by side, right? I'm doing whatever I'm doing, talking. All of a sudden I feel up. I'm like, yo, what? He like, yo, they go that nigga MG. I'm like, the fuck you talking about? Where at, son? He like, yo, right there. With the baldy. Nigga got a baldy now. Him and another nigga walk in, right? And I'm like, oh, shit, I go to grip up. And Dookie Doo, like, yo, chill, son. Just watch. Just be easy, son. That's my man right there. Told you again, the connection. The White Plains, Yonkers connection. Dookie Doo, like, yo, chill. That's my man right there. I ain't telling you don't handle your business. I'm just saying be easy. My attribute is Alim. Build, destroy, Allah. Yeah, I'm just saying be easy. That's my man right there. Like, that's my peoples. You know, my sister, and they go back and come on, family. But just watch the nigga, right? The nigga walked up, shouted Dookie Doo out, shook him up, looked at me. Peace, God. I said, peace, God. Shook hands, and he spent off. So, MG, I ain't seen you in years. I think I seen a little clip of you maybe 2 or 3 years ago. You out the country and all of that, but you still nice with the dancing. You was on some Fred Astaire shit with the broom and all of that, right? Shout it out. AOV. I found out you was a piece of shit that day, B. But come to find out, the lesson got spread on down to Dookie Doo and the rest of the guards. You remember when they came up to Brooklyn to do the Show and Prove show? It was you, AZ, and the guards and all that. And you was trying to stun on Dookie Doo. Like Dookie Doo can't hold you down for years. You acting brand new. You done got brand new and all of that, right? Yeah, like niggas don't know you or remember you and all of that, right? Dookie Doo said that was it for you right then, B. And then you turned the young guards off and all of that. No freaky, right? So those who know, I told you it was a Show and Prove show. That means someone must be in the business rapping and all of that. For those who know, the nigga V, a.k.a. Ramel, God Allah, winding up being the nigga prodigal son. From Sons and Men and all of that. Shout out Killer Priest. Shout out Heaven Raiser, aka Hellraiser. Shout out Dreddy Kruger and all of that, right? But yeah, that's who the nigga V end up being. I told you, supposedly a Bronx nigga and all of that. But then he left down south, went back to New York. He got into Brooklyn and all of that. And him and Killer started rocking and all of that. So shout it out, son. I hope you went to say, nigga, you was back then and all of that. But yo, that's just a little story. You understand me? How you gotta learn from your L's and all of that, right? We gonna get into the other L at a different time. Shout it out, you already. Hey yo, real good look. She gave me a good look, and I gotta shout her out. New York YouTube Bloods. New York YouTube Bloods. She gave me a little promo and all of that, right? Salute. Whatever I could do to return that favor, you just let me know. That's my word. You already know 050's the movement. You already. Jamil Saladin, you already. Mac Mean, you already. Everybody I be shouting out. Sheep Stay Sleep, Empress Janet and all of that. All the good people, you already. Hey yo, shout it out. My little buzzins and all of that. Money, shout it out. CC came and saw me yesterday and all of that. Came and rocked with his big buzzing and all of that. Shout it out, CC, Bubba, Man, Teasy, Crystal, Ashley, all y'all, the whole team over there. Shout it out, Moot Man and all of that. Shout it out, yo. Love you all. That's my word. Good people, good people. OG Sonny Blanco, I got a story to tell. Hey, yo, listen. Hit that subscribe. Smash that like and all of that. Tap up on that little notification bell in the corner. Put that joint on all, right? Put it on. It's going to be 3 little columns on the notification bell, right? You want the joint on all, right? So you first know when your boy pop out. When I hop out with something new and all of that, right? Easy, good people. Y'all be careful out there. Shit hectic. Easy.
You're now tuned in to the latest, the newest, hottest show on YouTube. I got a story to tell. Hosted by your boy, OG Sonny Blanco. Fire interviews, worldly topics, and much more. Stay tuned, OG Sonny Blanco. I got a story to tell. You heard?